व्याकुलेक्षणम् विषीदन्तमिदं वाक्यम् उवाच मधुसूदनः श्रीभगवानुवाच कुतस्त्वा कृष्णमिदम् विषमे समुपस्थितम् अनार्यजुष्टमस्वर्ग्यम् अकीर्तिकरमर्जुन क्लैब्यम् मास्मगमः नैतत्त्वय्युपपद्यते क्षुद्रम् हृदय दौर्बल्यम् त्यक्त्वोत्तिष्ठ परन्तप अर्जुन उवाच कथम् भीष्ममहम् सङ्ख्ये द्रोणम् च मधुसूदन येषुभिः प्रतियोत्स्यामि पूजार्हारिसूदन यमपीह लोके अत्वार्थकामास्तु गुरो निहैव भुञ्जीत भोगायुधिरन्ति न चैतन्यः कतरन्ति यद्वाजयदिमनो जये यानेव हत्वा जिजीविषामः स्थितां मुक्ते कार्पण्यदोषो सम्पूर्णचेता यच्छ्रेयस्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम् न हि प्रपश्यामि ममापनुद्यात् यच्छोकमुच्छोषणमिन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्यभूमा राज्यं सुरामपि चाधिपत्यम् सञ्जय उवाच एवमुक्त्वा हृषीकेशम् गुडाकेशः परन्तप न योत्स्य इति गोविन्दम् उक्त्वा तूष्णीर्बभूव तमुवाच हृषीकेशः प्रहसन्निव सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये विषीदन्तमिदं वचः
So, chapter 1 is Arjuna Vishada Yoga. We understood why it's called Vishada Yoga, right? He was in despondency. What's the meaning of despondency? Hopelessness, extreme hopelessness. So, okay. So, despondency is extreme hopelessness. Extreme hopelessness. What keeps a human being alive is hope. Anna, without hope, nobody wants to live. That kitna bhi, things may be bad with us, right? But that hope is there. Ki kal acha hoga, maybe. Kuch to change hoga. भगवान है और कुछ भी, Despondency is extreme hopelessness, meaning he has no hope. He doesn't see his future at all. He doesn't know what is the purpose. अभी क्या करना है? So hence he is totally collapsed. So now this is a chapter called Samkhya Yoga, right? Sankhya means knowledge. It comes from a root word called Samyak Khyayate iti Sankhya, meaning that which completely explains is called Sankhya. So, Sankhya means knowledge, but it's just not knowledge. That which completely, through insight, सब कुछ विस्तार से जो समझाता है, that is Sankhya. It's a knowledge system, right? It's not any knowledge. It's not like knowledge of physics. Sankhya is not physics. Completely explained, meaning when we study this, we will understand Bhagavad Gita completely. That means we will understand ourselves completely. That's the whole idea. Right. So before getting into it, we must also understand, हम लोग ने ये, I think many times we have conversed about, which is Arjuna. Arjuna is no normal human being. He is not like you and I. He is much more accomplished. He has a mental fortitude which is much stronger than us, maybe all combined than us. And he has never shied away from any battle. He has, in fact, fought with Kauravas before, couple of times, and he has completely demolished them, and they had to run away, including Karna. So he is no newbie to war or battle. When something is righteous, he will do. But here, what happened? Why did he break down here in Mahabharata? It's not his nature to break down. He's Parantapa, scorcher of foes. Dhananjaya, winner of wealth. ऐसे ही टाइटल्स नहीं मिलते किसी को. आसिम मुनीर को मिल जाते हैं. Arjuna earned all his titles. ऐसे थोड़ी मिलते. Then why did he collapse this time? See, when he fights to kill. That's a Kshatriya. So he has fought his cousins before. All of a sudden, he has become very emotional. How? Why do you think it must have happened? It's all because of Krishna.
Because this time, apart from his cousins, there was also his guru, Drona, and Vishnu.
Right. All that.
बुजुर्गों को देख के
Correct. So that was there, right? Which was not there before. But that is there here. But he knew they were there. 13 years he knew that Bhishma and Drona will not fight for me. They will fight against me. He knew that. But still he collapsed. He collapsed because in verse 32, if you go back, he says, I want to see. सेनयोर उभयोर मध्ये मेरे को जाके देखना है कौन कौन है फाइटिंग करने के लिए. तो Krishna would have taken his chariot.
So he's saying, yeah, I'm able to connect.
Oh, is it? Somebody is connected already. Just a second.
I'm connected.
Okay. How come, sir? You had any issue?
No, no issue as such. Oh, you mean why I came after so long?
No. Because somebody is not able to connect.
No, I had no issue. Thanks.
No. Acha, Nina. Connected. Okay. Sunita,
Yeah, hi, sir.
what happened? Password
No, it was not able to connect earlier. So I called up Nina. Even she said the same. So she said, you let me know if you're getting connected.
connected.
Now we got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
So Where were we?
You said what was different apart from
Right.
control? Why
So,
did they
yeah.
have to start?
So he said, मुझे दो सैन के बीच में लेके गए. So what did Krishna do? He took him not in front of Duryodhana, but in front of Bhishma and Drona. That affected him. Bhishma, Drona, Kripacharya, there are other people, Shalya, these are all his elders. So waha he got emotionally, waha problem ho gaya. See, in any situation, we get bucked with certain things. See, the other day I was talking to one of my friends, and he was saying, no, actually, class member, he was saying, sir, how do you control anger when you meet somebody knowing very well that he will upset you? I said, good question. So what happened? So he said, मुझे मालूम था ये मुझे अपसेट करेगा क्योंकि मैं वेदांता सुन रहा हूं, मगर जब उससे बात हुई थी ना, कुछ उसने बोला एक बात, that triggers you. It's not the whole personality because you're prepared. Arjuna was prepared, but he could not take in that image of his guru and grandfather. So this is what happened. So behold these gurus, Krishna says. No? Now, essay challenges a person like Arjuna came once, right? And thankfully, उनके पास Shri Krishna थे. He got out of it. We get challenges like this every day. So to shatter Arjuna, you need a war and to fight your own grandfather. For us, what is the challenge?
My mom triggers.
My mom triggers. Someone you don't like, or traffic में ऐसा ऑटो वाले ने ऐसे आगे से ले गया. That triggers it. That's a challenge for us, right? Or your boss is a challenge, or a partner is a challenge. Small things, shackle. That's why I told you, Arjuna is not a normal guy. Those things never bothered him. It is something from my side, but let's do. Can you? नहीं, उनको WhatsApp में डाल दीजिए. Call her on WhatsApp and just let her listen. Just message her. So a friend says the right thing at the wrong time. That upsets us. These are the things that break us. Now, so in this chapter,
From my phone.
you see, जो problem है अर्जुना का कि he has to fight. Krishna doesn't address that. You see very clearly, and there is a very clear reason as well. Many reasons, but one of the very clear reason is, see, my Guruji, right, Swamiji, used to give an example of this guy who believed he was a worm. So he's saying, मैं worm हूँ, मुझे chicken से बहुत डर लगता है क्योंकि chicken will eat worms, right? So the story. So he was admitted to mental asylum. तो उसको mental asylum में 6 months उसको समझाया, तू worm नहीं है, तू कौन है? मैं human being. देख तेरा लंबे हाथ हैं, worm is like a small thing, right? It's wiggly. तू worm नहीं है, तू human है. तो वो सुन रहा था, ठीक से अच्छा टाइम स्पेंड किया उसने 6 months. और तो उसके क्वेश्चनर्स थे. तो after 6 months he asked the questionnaire, everything right? Then he said, so I'm cured, doctor? I'm cured? He said, yes, of course, you everything आपने correct answer किया, you're cured. So can I go? Of course. तो वो जा रहा था, सब उसको send off कर रहे थे, everybody so happy. Gate के पास, almost about to enter into the world, and then he is going out, his family is waiting and is so happy. But then, पूछ लेते हैं question पूछ लेते हैं. He's thinking, and then he turns around and then he asks the doctor, I know, मैं worm नहीं. I know. Very clear, आपने बोल दिया है, 6 months super drilling हो गया. I know. But the chicken know. But the chicken know that I'm not a worm. तो डॉक्टर ने बोला चल अंदर. 6 more months. The problem is what? All the problems he has got, the fear
What
of.
the others think.
No. What? That's not the problem. The problem is his identity is the problem. He thinks he has a worm. बोला है उसको worm नहीं है, मगर he still believes he's a worm. Hence the fear. The fear is not because of chicken. He's a human being. Chicken will run away from him. But his identity crisis is the problem. He identifies himself as a worm. Arjuna identifies himself as his body, mind, intellect. That's why you see how Krishna addresses that. First, he disconnects that identity. You're not the BMI, my dear. तो जब disconnect किया ना, तब perspective आता है. Swamiji always says, whenever there is a problem, right? At least when the problem comes, disconnect. Remember, you are not the body, mind, intellect. होता है तो जितना हो सकता है, but you must. So Krishna clearly first disconnects him. So right now he is in that, मैंने बोला था ना, bucket of water, and he's the leaf going in and out. Right now he wants to show him the bucket. You are outside the bucket. You are not in the bucket. Tossing here and there. That's why you'll see very he is to act, and Krishna is talking about Atman never dies, this and that. What is he talking about? That's the whole point here. And there's another reason also that he has to bombard him with certain knowledge, right? To flabbergast Arjuna. I know Krishna is my friend. I know I have very much reverence that he's Avatar Purush. But इनको तो बहुत कुछ मालूम है. I need to listen. So these two are the reasons. And also you must understand a very funny thing. When Arjuna said, my Gandiva is slipping, and then he sat down. That's what Sanjay said. So if you don't want to fight, what do? You leave. Why did he sit there? चलो वापस चलते हैं ना. So that's what. So whatever logic he gave until in that first chapter, he's not sure about his logic. That's why I sat down. See, because I also thought about this. I heard this from somebody. Why did he not leave if he didn't want to fight?
He's in two minds.
He's in two minds. He's not sure about his logic. Logic तो दिया है ऐसे, family will become, ये become, वो become, सब कुछ दिया है. मगर he's not confident in his logic. Now you will see he's from confidence in chapter 1. He slowly comes down to maybe I don't know. We'll go to that also. And so he says that, right? That perspective is important, which Krishna will give him. And then once the perspective is given, then he needs to get on with his dharma. Dharma meaning, it comes from this formulation, dharayati iti dharma. Dharayati iti dharma is called dharma, meaning that which sustains. So something which sustains is dharma. Dharma is not right and wrong action. Please don't misunderstand. Any action that you do which sustains something. So any action which sustains a family, sustains a relationship, sustains friendship, sustains society. That is dharma. So if you see Kaurava versus Pandava, dharma is what? An action which will destroy Kauravas to sustain the society. You understand? As last time also explained, what is ahimsa? Ahimsa is not non-killing. Ahimsa is establishing dharma. Any action that establishes dharma. And the entire Bhagavad Gita is sandwiched within this. Dharma mama. Dharma mama. You know, in that first verse, chapter 1, verse 1, Dharma Kshetra it starts. And chapter 18, it starts with Niti Matir Mama. This is what I understood. So Mama Dharma, it entire thing is sandwiched. So everything is talking about Dharma itself. So to understand Dharma, you don't need books. You don't need 10 commandments. You don't need any religious gurus or any religious personalities or books, you know. Dharma is very logical. If you understand life, you understand dharma. Anything which is symbiotic, anything which is cooperative, that is dharma. You see nature. Look at all these plants here, right? Each plant does something for the other plant. It's not that they are individually living and then, you know, trying to, you know, kill the other one. If you go into a forest, you can have a seat actually. No, please do. Have a seat.
It's okay, my daughter is there, so I'm just sorry. I'll just do something.
There's a place here.
Okay. Thank you.
So if you see nature, right? If you go into a forest and you see nature around you, everything works independently, but it sustains another. Everything works in a very cooperative endeavor. No one species abuses another species, except for huh? Carnivore also very symbiotic relationship. Only human being. And my guru says, only human beings have bypass. Tension, psychosomatic diseases. Only human beings have. No animal has this problem. They don't have tension. Why? Because they follow dharma. That action which sustains the entire society around them. Human beings don't. You see, you must, if you watch Discovery or any documentaries, it is so symbiotic, it's mind-boggling. इतना connected है. You may see this is ये तो अलग ही है, मगर you see get deeper into that organism sustaining another, वो ये कर रहा है, इससे ये हो रहा है, इसका benefit हो रहा है. Human being doesn't live like that. So Krishna is saying we must follow dharma. Entire Bhagavad Gita is how to live a dharmic life.
Initially, the communities were developed like that. Everything was cooperative and helped each other sustain.
Yes. So
So
human beings are the most successful species because they were the most cooperative of all. They were. Now it's different. So I'll tell you what is right and wrong, what is dharmic or adharmic, you can just find out. So if I send you a hateful video, what is adharmic? What is dharmic there? I'll give you a silly example. I send a video about some other religion which is hateful. What is dharmic and adharmic there?
I think that you are sending it to the
No, मैंने अधर्म कर दिया. आप लोगों का क्या?
accept it.
No. If I forward a video to you, which is hateful, any hate to you, what is a dharmic thing to do? What is a adharmic thing to do there?
Dharmic is when you ignore it, and adharmic is when you forward it.
Exactly. See, See, we don't need Bhagavad Gita. We definitely need Bhagavad Gita. But to understand dharma and adharma, it's very simple. You don't need avatar Purush like Sri Krishna to come and tell us what is dharmic and adharmic.
एक आदमी के लिए एक चीज धर्म धार्मिक होती है और दूसरे के लिए वही धर्म अधार्मिक होती है, अपनी देखने की नजरिया है।
नहीं, इट्स नॉट वैसे, उतना भी नहीं है, उतना भी इंडिपेंडेंट नहीं है धर्म अधर्म। सी लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अभी मैंने व्हाट्सएप का एग्जाम्पल दिया, धर्म इज नॉट टू सेंड, इट अप्लाइज फॉर ऑल। क्योंकि इफ यू सेंड, व्हाट इज द रिपरकशन? देयर विल बी अ डिवाइड इन द सोसाइटी, इट्स एंटी सस्टेनेंस। आप समझे?
To propagate it.
So it's, see, right and wrong is not fully perspective. There are societal right and wrong as well. We need to think about it. It's not just my own. So what I feel is right may be wrong for you. It is there. Sometimes it is there. But many a time it's not. Why do you think there is Dharma Shastra written? There are certain right and wrong. And how did they find out which sustains, which does not sustain? Very easy. So Hitler may think, dharmic thing to me is to propagate my own Aryan, whatever race. Aryan का भी मैं debunk करने वाला हूँ. My race. Right? But at the cost of the entire society. Adharmic. He may think, so some people may think, he feels it's right. He feels it is what his calling is. His conscience is clear. Right? His conscience may be clear. We don't know. It may not be clear. But if he says, my conscience is clear, so I am doing the right thing, he is not doing the right thing. There is a perfect right and wrong. We can debate on this, but it is what it is. There are certain dharmic and adharmic actions. Whether you believe it or not, there will be repercussions for that action. Means we got to be careful. It is scary. अब मुझे राइट लगता है मैं कर लेता हूं, नहीं, ऐसे नहीं होता है. See, again I'm saying, this may be a new thought, but you must think about this.
It's very subjective, no?
It is not, that's what I'm saying. It is not always subjective.
I am hateful of a certain thing. I feel sharing that with you is actually spreading knowledge.
That's what. What is the actual effect? There is a divide in the society. So it's adharmic. Anti-sustenance. Dharayati iti dharma. Whatever sustains is dharma. What sustains the society is dharma. So you may have different ways of tackling that problem. That you must decide. But just forwarding that, इसलिए मैंने WhatsApp का example लिया. It is very pertinent to us. You got to be careful here. And I'm not saying just listen to what I'm saying. I am going by the definition. Dharayati iti dharma. Dharma is not a simple thing. Certain rules apply to that. नहीं तो they would have never written that dharma shastra. कि ऐसे ऐसे करना, ये right है, ये wrong है. They would have never written. क्यों जरूरत नहीं? Vedantic philosophy says everything is personal. What is right for me may be wrong for you. No, it's not like that. You can get into dharma later on. But Gita will change you. Now, how much it will change you is a different question. But whether you like it or not, it will change you. If you listen to Gita. Because it is very logically explained. And it changed Arjuna. If you look at Arjuna's life before Gita, Bhagavad Gita, and after Bhagavad Gita, you see a stark difference. And whenever he says something, I will just, because I've picked it up, what he used to say. One episode also happens when Arjuna asks, after the war, after Bhishma gives this, sermon, he asks Krishna, can you repeat that? आपने जो बोला था, मुझे तभी तो inspiration आया था, मगर can you repeat that? Then Krishna says, You know what? I cannot repeat exactly what I said, which was in a different state of mind. वो मैं different state में था, मगर I'll tell you something definitely. And then he speaks about Anu Gita. There's another Gita called Anu Gita, which is 36 chapters and 1000 verses. ऐसे बहुत गीता से भगवत गीता से उद्धव गीता भी है बाद में, वो भागवतम में आता है, मगर अनु गीता is there. So he nicely, kindly explains to him how that is more philosophical, Anu Gita. So you can see the change in Arjuna, right? So certain things he says, I'll just one or two lines I'll tell you. To Dhritarashtra, when after the war is over, he says, who is saying? Arjuna is saying, do not grieve, O best of Bharata, for what has come to pass. This is the working of fate. It's not in our power. Look at the maturity. If you see before Arjuna is different. And he says, all things move under the power of time. The wise do not resist it. It's exactly Krishna's words. Endure this sorrow, for none born into the world is beyond time. And when he is fighting his own son, when near Manipur he goes, he had a wife there. So Ashwamedha Yajna he was doing, and he was fighting his own son. He says, even though you are my son, you now stand before me in battle. I am Pandava. Even if it seems cruel, I do not transgress my duty. See, one is fighting with your uncle. Fighting with your own son is much more difficult. But look at his change. There is a change. And he just heard. He did not get into a class like this and had a question answer session with Krishna. He just heard for 3 hours or 4 hours. If you see the entire Gita, if you chant 4 hours, it'll take 4 hours, it changed him. So we also can change and will change if we listen to this with reverence, with devotion, with confidence in Krishna that he will change. He will change us. So one thing we need is a word, very beautiful word, not people just use it in songs. It's called Sharanagati. Have I explained Sharanagati to you? No. Sharanagati means coming back to Sharan. So it's like umbrella is there and it's raining. We are standing outside. Just need to step inside. So when a human takes Sharanagati into God's grace, it's his bounded dharma to protect us. Now, you may believe it or not, that's subjective, but these are the laws of life. Now, how you and I have dharma, it's God's dharma to protect you if you come into his Sharanagati. You just have to accept this is what his grace is. You do your duty. See, he is not saying don't do dharma. First is dharma. Do your duties and then rest is on you. Whether you give me good or bad. You give me traffic or not. Doesn't matter. You give me a good kids or not. I have done my duty. This is what Sharanagati means. You don't question. But when you get into Sharanagati, it's his duty. It's his dharma to protect you.
How do you know your duty then? Sometimes you don't know whether you are doing right or wrong.
So, dharayati dharma. Go back and see, is it sustaining or not sustaining? Does it help the larger cause or not? So you see that, then you understand, oh, if it helps the larger cause at the expense of myself, I shall. So another So another Sanskrit terminology is there. It's about Sharanagati. Says, Ishwarasya brichavat aham karomi. Ishwarasya brichavat aham karomi. Meaning, I will do as you command. That's called Sharanagati. Right? Now, coming back. Present condition of Arjuna is, he is in no condition to fight. He is distraught, despondent. Krishna is waiting. He has not said a word until now. He is waiting. I told you, this is the quality of a wise person. Though he has the answers, he will not give the answers immediately. Just because you ask something, उसका actual core का problem, उसका core problem क्या है? He needs to understand that. Right? Now, only in chapter 3, he will start addressing the exact point. So let's start with verse 1. We'll chant it twice quickly. Chapter 2, verse 1.
Sanjay Tam Tatha Kripaya Ashrupurnam Kulekshanam Vishidantamidam Vakyam Uvacha Sanjaya Uvacha Tam Tatha Kripaya Ashrupurna Kulekshanam Vishidantamidam Vakyam Uvacha Madhusudanaha.
Now stopped in chapter 1, verse 43, chapter 2, verse 1. Sanjaya Uvacha. Sanjaya said, to him who was thus overcome with pity, Arjuna, whose eyes were filled with tears, who was agitated and hopeless, despondent, Madhusudana spoke those words. Again, why use the word Madhusudana here? Context. Sanjay is brilliant. Brilliant is not the word for him. So he is telling this to Dhritarashtra. Why use the word Madhusudana? Madhusudana is killer of the demon called Madhu. Thus he sat down, right? What did he say? To him, eyes were filled with tears, who was agitated. Madhusudana spoke. He could have said Krishna, he could have said anything. Why Madhusudana? Got to read in between the lines, it's everything in between.
What
Yes.
is that demon understand?
He's a demon. उतना ज्यादा नहीं.
Shiva.
हाँ नहीं, ये just a demon killer. Killer of demon. Why use the word Madhusudana? To explain it to Dhritarashtra. Why?
He can feel like it.
अरे वो तो है obviously, but why use the word here?
For Dhritarashtra to
Huh? Dhritarashtra to what?
for Dhritarashtra to be little more cautious that see he's the killer of a demon. And now he's with your means he's against your sons.
वो तो पहले भी बोल दिया था. लास्ट चैप्टर 1 में कितने बार यूज किया मधुसूदन? वो कॉन्टेक्स्ट में था. अभी क्यों? See, Dhritarashtra is listening to what Sanjay is saying. He Gandiva slipped and he fell down and he gave up. तो लड्डू किसके मन में फूट रहे हैं अभी?
Dhritarashtra.
Arjuna give up means everybody give up, na? Arjuna is the greatest of all warriors. If Arjuna is giving up, मुझे मिल जाएगा kingdom. Madhusudana is with him. इतना easy नहीं है. Madhu, the killer of demon, is with him. He will make him right. So it's mainly the word is used for Dhritarashtra only here again. Because he is happy na thoda. Arjuna is becoming weak. It's good for my kids.
इससे भाग्य में नहीं हो.
Matlo, Madhusudana is there. He will come for the rescue. He's a killer of demon Madhu. You all know how dangerous Madhu was. So, when it is a Dharma Yudh, for a Kshatriya, what is a Dharma Yudh? Anything which is righteous, anything which sustains a Dharma Yudh. For him, this is the Dharma Yudh. So, it's an excellent opportunity for a Kshatriya to fight. They call it a Virgati. Veera Swarga they get. If you die in a battle like that, you directly go to Swarga. But if you abstain from a battle like that, Narakam, for a Kshatriya, not for a South Indian, Kshatriya. So, that's nothing much here. Now our great hero speaks. Verse 2.
श्रीभगवानुवाच कुतस्त्वाकश्मलमिदम् विषमे समुपस्थितम् अनार्यजुष्टमस्वर्ग्यम् अकीर्तिकरमर्जुन श्रीभगवानुवाच कुतस्त्वाकश्मलमिदम् विषमे समुपस्थितम् अनार्यजुष्टमस्वर्ग्यम् अकीर्तिकरमर्जुन.
So exciting. Sri Bhagavan Vacha. First time we're hearing him. After how many classes? 43 verses after 10 classes. I don't know how many classes. First time he's talking. Sri Bhagavan Vacha. He says, whence, from where has this dejection come upon you in crisis? See, you don't know how these things come out of them at that right time. It's, I don't know, that's their caliber. Everything is like so much of explanation. Unworthy of Aryan, attaining neither heaven or fame, O Arjuna. See, if you don't read it properly, na, अरे क्या यार unnecessary insult कर रहे हो उसके लिए. You will not understand the psychology behind this. The blessed Lord said, cause Kutastva, कहाँ से आया ये? Krishna has never seen Arjuna buckle up in a battle. It's not Arjuna's nature. You know, I don't know who else I can give. Any example that you can give? Like that 21 में कौन है? That man? Arjun Ketarpal. 21-year-old. There's a movie that is coming. 21 years old. Alone he stood up against the entire Pakistani army. It's crazy. Such a caliber of person, let's say, movie theater जाके horror movie से, I don't want to come to a horror movie. Can you believe? Is it possible? Arjuna is like that. He has won so many battles. He's a hardened guy. How can he cry? Krishna is amazed. Kutasva, कैसे हो गया ये? I have not seen this behavior from you. Anaryan like. Aryan is a Sanskrit word. Hijacked like how swastika was hijacked by Hitler. Aryan also hijacked by Hitler. All the Europeans. Aryan is a Sanskrit word which says a noble person, a righteous person. That's an Aryan. And आपने हमको तो सिखाया गया था ये Aryan invasion, ऐसे war हो गया, सब लोग आ गए, हमको पढ़ना लिखना सिखाया, हम लोग अनपढ़ थे पहले, ऐसे सिखाया गया हम लोग. It's all bogus. There is no archaeological evidence. There is no evidence at all. Zero evidence of any invasion. In fact, all the knowledge has come from here to go there. If you go to Japanese culture, if you go to European culture, the gods and goddesses that they had, everything is so synonymous to Indian mythology. That we can debate later. There is no evidence, there is no invasion. India is a country which is 70,000 years old, not 5,000 whatever. Sanatana Dharma. There was no Hinduism like that. There is a set of people who follow what is righteous. And they had cultures and things which made up and made that whole system. So for an Aryan, for a noble person with spiritual values, to not fight a war is un-Aryan, unrighteous. He will not attain Swarga. So now, why did Krishna say, पहले ही बंदा रो रहा है, हाँ? वो रे एक बंदा जो रो रहा है, उसको बोल रहे हैं कि उसको कहा कि you are unworthy of an Aryan. Insult किया उसको. So it depends. Who will react to what? If you say you are an Aryan, if you say you are an Aryan to a South Indian, see, I am a South Indian, I can make fun of South Indians. You can't. None of you are South Indians. I can make fun.
Parents also.
So, if you say to a South Indian, you are an Aryan, what will he say? Sir, Aryan invasion theory हुआ नहीं. वो intellectually explain करेगा उसको. But if you say to a Kshatriya, a Punjabi, a Sikh, you are an Aryan, say, what nonsense. How can you say that to me? जो बंदा रो रहा है, रोना means tamas. उसको सात्विक नॉलेज नहीं दे सकते. उसको पहले रजस में लेके आना है. How do you bring him to rajas? For a Kshatriya, insult him. And he has got so many accolades. Dhananjaya, he cannot lose. He has not lost one battle. Single-handedly, he has defeated all the Kauravas. You are not Aryan? What nonsense. He is just straightening up now. Stupor mein tha, he just straightened up. Arjuna. I'm making this up, but he must have done that. Oh, I'm an Aryan? No. I cannot be an Aryan. तो रजस में आ गया ना, सत्वा में लेके जा सकते. तमस से सत्वा नहीं होगा. बंदा रो रहा है, you give a highest philosophy. लाइफ में होते रहता है. मुझे क्यों हुआ? He will start crying. Because you are in a tamasic state, you are overpowered by your mind. Tamas is not wrong. You don't take tamas as wrong. Right and wrong का वो label नहीं लगाने. इधर.
Tamas is wrong, right?
Why?
Wrong activities.
Sleep is wrong. Sleeping is the most rejuvenating thing for your body.
I was just going to say that, sir. Sleep.
So, see, sattva, rajas, tamas, there is no right and wrong in that. These are different categories where they have their own natures that expresses. So, in tamas, the body repairs the best, which is, if you don't sleep, you have all the problems properly. If you sleep more than what is necessary, again you will have problems. So, there's nothing right and wrong. But tamas, an act of crying and dejection, giving up is tamas. For him, he needs to get out of tamas. Rajas, Anaryan like, right? And then he says, neither attain heaven or fame. So, heaven, very important for a Kshatriya, Veera Swarga. You will not attain that because it's a dharmic war and your dharma is to fight so that the society sustains. You are not doing that. Adharmic war, you will not attain Swarga. And obviously, fame. Arjuna, he is a Kshatriya at the end of the day. Fame is important for a Kshatriya. Right? So he's saying you will not get both. Verse 3.
दैव्यम् अस्मगमः नैतद्वैयुपपद्यते क्षुद्रम् हृदय दौर्बल्यम् त्यक्त्वोत्तिष्ठ परन्तप दैव्यम् भास्मगमः नैतद्वैयुपपद्यते क्षुद्रम् हृदय दौर्बल्यम् त्यक्त्वोत्तिष्ठ परन्तप
Wish we all had a friend or a person like Krishna with us. Much love he has got for his friend Arjuna. First he himself. Immediately, O Parantapa, he says, torturer of fools. First he himself. So Arjuna must be thinking, this is the opinion you have about me, Krishna? Nahi re, you are Parantapa. He understands him. Parantapa, scorcher of foes. Arjuna, you are a scorcher of foes. Don't act Anaryan. Act like a Anaryan person. So what is he saying? Klaibyam, unmanliness. Do not yield to Klaibyam, unmanliness. O Partha, Partha, son of Parth. It does not befit you. He doesn't say, O Kunti Putra here. He says, O Partha, it does not befit you. Casting off this mean weakness of heart, arise, O Parantapa. So Krishna deliberately is instigating him. Unmanliness. Some people will think it's a eunuch. No, it's not eunuch. Arjuna was a eunuch for 1 year in exile. You remember that? Last year he was a eunuch. And he single-handedly fought all the Kaurava armies at that time. And that's how they came to know that this fellow is Arjuna. And by that time, time was finished. 14 years ka vanvas ho gaya. So he lived as a eunuch for 1 year. So eunuch were the protectors of the females in the kingdom. So don't misunderstand this as a eunuch. Neither misunderstand this as a woman. Unmanly doesn't mean womanly. Please. Because they had great respect for all these goddesses who were, Kali Mata is a killer of demons. Kunti, all the 5 Pandavas had utmost respect for one lady though, Draupadi. She was the best in terms of how brave she was and how active, how resourceful she was. She used to single-handedly take care of the entire Pandava army. One lady. And eat at the end of everybody eating. She used to prepare food. She knew everybody by name. So she was highly resourceful. So it's not womanly either. Klaibyam, you must understand the meaning, is not being a man, looks like a man, but acts weak. So again, you must see that much detail need not be explained, but it's better to have a clarity because it's more probable than you misunderstand this. Klaibyam. So there are grades of ways to look at things. It's not just I am binary. I'm 0 or 1, man or a woman. It's nothing like that. There are grades. There are shades. If you believe in God, else you're kafir. There's nothing like that. There are grades. You may believe, not believe, you're atheist. Doesn't matter. So you must understand that. So he looks like a man, but behaves like very soft and like a, very emotional person. And then he says, arise, Parantapa. Right? Do not yield to unmanliness, O Partha. It does not befit you. Casting off this mean weakness of heart, arise, O Parantapa. Now Arjuna Vacha. Sorry. Next verse.
Panchamadhusudanā Yeshu
Verse 5.
Guruna
Verse 4, right?
Arjuna Katham Ishnamaham Sante Dronam Chamadhusudana Yeshubhe Pratiyotsyami Pujarha Sudana Arjuna Uvacha Katham Bhishmamaham Sante Dronam Chamadhusudana Yeshubhe Pratiyotsyami Pujarha Sudana.
Immediately, you see, he's giving explanation to Krishna. नहीं, मुझे, I'm not saying I'll not fight. See, don't act like that, Krishna said, na. So Arjuna is immediately giving explanation. I'm not saying I'll not fight, but my problem is this. How shall I, O Madhusudana, killer of Madhu, fight with arrows against Bhishma and Drona in battle? They who are worthy of worship. O Arisudana, O killer of Ari. Another. So, see, Arjuna will not shy away from battle. His predicament is only two people, I mean 2 or 3 people. मैं उनको कैसे मार? I am okay to kill Duryodhana and the entire Kaurav army. वो मुझे problem नहीं है. इनको कैसे मारूं? That's what. In the entire situation, we only have problem with 1 or 2 things. I said in the beginning. 1 or 2 things that they say that will trigger us. So yes, these 2 people is a problem for me. So they are the protectors of Dharma, right? Drona and Bhishma. How can I kill protectors of Dharma? The Dharmis. How can I kill them? You are saying kill them. But he didn't ask that question. If the protectors of Dharma are not sitting and crying, then what is your problem? That means they know what they are doing. And they are fighting in the wrong side. You are on the right side. Why do you have a problem? All that Krishna could have said, but he didn't say that. So here, he is neither convinced to fight or not fight. Slowly, uska doubt aa raha hai. Until verse 43, he was confident, he was giving all the reasons why not to fight. Includes Krishna in him, we should not fight. Now he is doubtful. When Krishna said, those 2 things, those 2 verses that Krishna said actually did the job. Now he is doubting. First time doubt आ रहा है उसको. मैं ये करूँ कि नहीं? I will fight, but इन दोनों को कैसे मारूं? मुझसे नहीं होगा. So one must understand here, how shall I is the problem again. मैं कैसे? So as a soldier, as a warrior, in a war, in a battlefield, I cannot get my thing in the middle. मेरा क्या? Already the cosmos has decided that war's going to happen. When there is a time of war, I cannot say, should I or not? What about me? I feel it is not right or wrong. All those things are not allowed. So what about him? My Drona and my Bhishma. What about the 7 Akshavanis he has got, 11 Akshavanis they have got. What about their parents? What about their family? Nothing. Only yours matters. See, Arjuna is not that selfish. I'm just saying. See, only yours matters. See, when you personalize, right, you don't see the larger picture. Everybody else is fighting now. Problem kya hai? They know that this is a righteous war. Veer Gati they will attain. Veera Swarga. But why Arjuna? Because he personalized. They are not come there to, mass hysteria to get suicide, They have a reason why they have come. And then next verse.
यमपि लोके आत्मास्तु गुरो निहैव
Better indeed is to live on alms, begging, in this world than to slay the most noble teachers. But by slaying them all, my enjoyments of the wealth and desire, even here, will be stained with blood. So it's not wrong to desire for wealth, but you can see clarity nahi hai Arjuna में. जब से वो प्रिपेयर किया है, it's not all of a sudden these words will come like that, right? जब से उसने प्रिपेयर किया है, बैक ऑफ द माइंड उसमें है कि if I win कुरुक्षेत्र नहीं, हस्तिनापुरा and the kingdom, and I will do Ashwamedha Yajna, I'll become the emperor of this country, which includes so many benefits. उसको क्लैरिटी नहीं था जैसे कृष्णा को क्लैरिटी है और युधिष्ठिरा को क्लैरिटी है कि ये धार्मिक वॉर, ये धर्म वर्सेस अधर्म है. अर्जुना को नहीं है. We cannot vilify him for that. He's not a villain for that. There's nothing wrong with him. He did not have the clarity. Hence, how do you know that? Here you can see it. But by slaying these people, my enjoyments of wealth and desire will be stained with it. That word, see, I told you, right, last time also. Certain words slip out of people, revealing their intentions, if you observe them properly. But you got to be careful not to conclude that's the intention. But you can kind of understand and then see a little bit more of them to conclude that your projections were right about them. So, when like 5 people are talking, there'll be 1 or 2 people who always see, let's say you're talking about your experience in Himalayas. You just went and came to me. You're talking. So the center of attention is you, because you had a new experience. All the other 4 friends are living their normal life. They didn't have that experience. So we all want to listen to you, right? That's the ideal situation. But the moment you say, Himalayas में इतने अच्छे flowers थे, one friend will say, अरे मैं भी गया था ना उधर, last time मैं भी हिमालयस गया था ना, कितने मस्त flowers थे, वो तो सीजन था. और दूसरा बोलेगा, अरे हिमालयस मैं तो न्यूजीलैंड गया था. स्टार्ट किससे हुआ? जो अभी इवेंट करके आया. तो यू कैन सी by the thing you can tell, अरे इसका he's little more self-obsessed than the other 2 friends who did not speak, who are actually listening. अच्छा ऐसा था. ए तू बंद करना यार, इसको बोलने दे. So you can tell like किसका nature क्या है. Some people always personalize. You are telling your story to them and immediately they'll personalize. मुझे ऐसा, अरे मेरे को बात करने देना, मेरा प्रॉब्लम है तो सुन ना, मेरा दोस्त है ना. So certain things, this is very obvious, but certain things will slip out of their discussions. They are not evil for that. It's just that they are more self-obsessed than others. We are also, but more than us maybe. It's just a wrong approach he has got. All the problem is that personalization and the clarity is not there. Why the war? Yudhishthira did not fall. Yudhishthira did not say, I will not fight. Arjuna को clarity नहीं थी. The battle is not fought for my enjoyment. My enjoyment, अगर मैं भीष्म और द्रोण को मार दूंगा, जब मैं एंजॉय करूंगा ना, सब लोग क्या बोलेंगे? देखा, इन लोगों को मर्डर कर दिया इसने, कैसे भोग रहे थे? What will people say? He's afraid of that. Clarity नहीं है. Stained with their blood means what? What will people say? खून थोड़ी है. What will people say? You want to continue? Okay. You are center of attraction today. You have to go. Verse 6. Nor do we know which is better for us. Dekho, beautiful statement. I don't know. I know, I don't know. This is where knowledge can be imparted. That we should conquer them or they should conquer us. The very sons of Dhritarashtra, Kauravas, whom having slain, we do not wish to live, stand facing us. So confusion is clearing up. Surety is gone. I don't know better. When the surety is gone, intellect is available for listening. When the surety is there, no intellect available for knowledge. If I know this is how it is, nobody can talk to me. If I say, I know it, but I'm not sure, then some knowledge can enter. Here, knowledge will enter. Next verses.
निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम्.
My nature is overpowered by the taint of pity, with my mind confused as to duty. I ask thee, what is my duty? Tell me decisively which is good for me. I am thy disciple. Instruct me, who has taken refuge in thee. So certain things he has spelled out here that I don't know, and I want you to tell me. So in these 50 verses, he has exhausted his mental capacity. Now he has come to a conclusion that he does not know.
Almost like Krishna was waiting for the state to give the
It
knowledge
has to come to this state. Any knowledge is only imparted when somebody surrenders. Surrender means, अरे मुझे शरणागति ऐसे नहीं, मुझे नहीं मालूम. बोलिए. And also, there is no point in talking to a person who is emotionally overwhelmed, emotionally charged. It doesn't work. We think that's the right thing to do at that time because they are so emotionally overwhelmed. We feel that we want to help them immediately. but it is, no use. It doesn't work like that. They are in no state of listening to you. So you may say certain things which fall on deaf ears. If you really want to help, you must just listen. And you need to see when they actually asking you a question. All the questions would be not in the form of question sometimes. Most of the discussions that they say may be in the form of question, but it's not a question. अभी ये समझने के लिए you need to be somewhere near Krishna at least.
Sometimes they make statements and they're seeking reassurance.
वो क्वेश्चन नहीं था वो. हम लोग ओम सहना वतु स्टार्ट कर देते हैं. नहीं, मैंने वेदांता में जो भी सुना है चलो डाल दो. It's difficult, when you know Vedanta, it's much more difficult. If you don't know Vedanta, it's easy. When you know Vedanta, easy है बोलना. Chup, my first class was in 2011, I think. No, 12, I think. There's a guy called Glenn. He's from New Zealand. And I was substituting his class, first class. So maybe knowing Glenn. So I said, hey, I don't know. I prepared, but I don't know if I can talk, for 1 hour. He said, I still remember that the problem is not talking, the problem is stopping. To stop at 1 hour is the problem, he said. I said, what are you saying, Glenn? मैं गया first class. It was a problem to stop. सब कुछ जो भी 3 साल पढ़ा ना, सब vomit हो रहा था वहाँ. Everything I was saying, full connections here and there. People are impressed. But I'm thinking, I need to stop. Stop. 5 minutes before only, I was like, I need to stop. Glenn told me to stop. Somehow I stopped at 1 hour. It was difficult to stop. So to go on for 1 more hour is very easy. To stop now is difficult. So we'll stop. But not really. There's one more verse. Verse 8.
प्रपश्यामि ममापनुद्या यच्छोकमुच्छोषणमिन्द्रियाणाम् आप्यभूतम् राज्यं सुरमपि चाधिपत्यम्.
I do not see that which can remove the grief which is drying up my senses, even on obtaining prosperous and unrivaled kingdom on earth and lordship over God. Poor thing, really, it's sad to see him like that. We must get into his shoes and understand. It's like asking us to kill your own mama or chacha. Like, hey, your grandfather who has taken care of you since you were a small child, on his lap you sat and he's telling you stories. How can you kill him? You must understand this. Objectively, हम लोग analyze कर रहे हैं ये हो रहा है. मगर put yourself in his shoes. It's very difficult. Poor thing. See, I do not see. How can I remove this grief? Great warrior has great griefs. He feels helpless, no way out. This is the power of Vedanta. That's the power. It's no normal knowledge. A person in that state can come out and fight and change for a life. अपने problems क्या है? कुछ नहीं है अपने problems. We to go and do certain kind of things like that. We just have indifference with our chacha or mama or somebody like that. Just sort it out. Not a big deal. Compared to him, it may be big for us, but look at his life. Compared to his challenge, our challenge is nothing. Vedanta will give us a picture, canvas of life that we can see from apart, like telescopically we can see this canvas of life. But when you're in that painting, everything's happened to you. To come out of it, see that canvas, you know exactly what is dharma, what is adharma, what should I do, what should I not do. We will get to that state. The next word, India speaks, we'll do it in next class. Questions? Any questions?
Yoga is a non-system.
Yes.
How is it different? Jnana?
Same thing. But the word Sankhya etymologically means it explains in detail. What is it explained? Jnana Yoga. That it's a system of knowledge where everything is explained in detail. That's the word, that's it. Sankhya and Jnana are similar things. Almost synonyms. Knowledge system, knowledge. Knowledge can be given many ways, right? Any more? Any other questions? I love it when you don't have questions. No, when everybody fully understood everything. Like Vivekananda, you know, to read one time, you used to understand everything. Is okay, then we will chant and close the class today. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti. We'll meet next class. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Thank you, sir.
Vivek, the next class will be at 7 in the morning or will it be at 8:30?
7.
7.
Back to online class.
Pardon?
Back to online class 7 a.m.
Okay. Thank you.